Just 60 years ago, many of Tucson's creeks and rivers flowed with water year-round. But today, our rivers are mostly dry washes that only flow after major storms. This is a sad story, but together we can create a new story and revive our flowing creeks and rivers.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
What? You don't believe me? Okay, I know, it's a pretty wild idea, but that's never stopped us before. Remember, you're talking to the folks that drink their rainwater and compost their poo to grow peaches. So here's our big vision. Imagine a day in the not too distant future when our creeks and rivers in southern Arizona are flowing year-round. We'll have plenty of fresh water for playing and swimming, our fish will come back, and our mesquite bosques will thrive. Sounds awesome, right?
In 2013, WMG launched our 50-year program to restore our heritage of perennial free-flowing desert rivers. We're starting things off by focusing on Sabino Creek and Tanque Verde Creek. Both of these creeks are located in shallow groundwater areas where the water table is 50 feet or less underground. These pockets of groundwater support lush river habitat, including mesquite, willow, and cottonwood trees, creating a ribbon of green in the desert. Historically, Tucson was a city nourished by mighty rivers. The Santa Cruz and Rillito rivers flowed year-round along with Sabino Creek. High groundwater levels supported this flow, as well as regular flows in the Tanque Verde Creek. But urban development has led to poor water management practices and overpumping of groundwater supplies. Now, many of our rivers only flow after big rains, and then for just a short time. The good news is, if we reduce groundwater demand and slow, spread, and sink more rainwater into the soil, these areas can recover quickly.
It's totally possible that rushing rivers and bubbling creeks in the desert can be an everyday experience for us again.
So you're probably thinking, okay, all this water in the desert stuff sounds very nice, but how is it really important for me? Well, a few years ago, people really connect to the river. They went there, they have family days, they have picnic time in there where they can see, feel, touch, experience the water. We can still do that. We can bring that water back here in the Sonoran Desert. That connection is not only important for humans, it's also very important for nature. Right, Trevor?
See, Joaquin. Sabino and Tanque Verde creeks are home to one of the rarest types of forests in the Southwest. Down by the stream side, you'll find species like giant cottonwoods, ashes, elderberries, and willows. Of course, you'll also find an amazing diversity of animals hanging out by the water. Birds, mammals, frogs, fish, you name it. But with groundwater levels declining, many of these tree species are dying off and crucial wildlife habitat is disappearing. Now, conserving groundwater isn't just important for the plants and the critters, it also helps us humans. Isn't that right, Catlo?
You betcha, Trevor. On top of the recreational benefits, cultural value, and natural beauty that flowing desert rivers provide, they also mean there's more groundwater stored in the aquifer. This is an important backup water supply for us humans in times of drought and a changing climate. The more water we can sink into the ground and conserve, the more we'll have for later when we really need it. So how can we restore the flow in these creeks? Well, we have a plan for that. And a big part of it happens through collaborating with people like you in the community. We've put together an advisory committee made up of local residents, agencies, and other stakeholders, and we're working with this group to create a watershed plan for Sabino and Tanque Verde creeks. For example, we created a flow budget for Sabino Creek and found that if we're able to reduce current groundwater demand by just 11%, we can have year-round flow in Sabino.
To reach this target, we're working with homeowners in the Sabino and Tanque Verde areas to get them collecting, conserving, and reusing water. This includes things like installing cisterns that harvest rainwater from the roof so they use less well water pumped from the ground. We also employ gray water systems that reuse water from your washing machine, your shower, or your kitchen sink to irrigate your landscape. Another important technique is putting in earthworks that help slow, spread, and sink rain and storm water into the soil. This harvested water soaks in to recharge the aquifer and raise groundwater levels, which creates more surface flow in our creeks for the plants, animals, and all of us to enjoy.
Reviving our desert rivers is a bold idea, but the more people we start sharing this vision with, the more it comes to life.
We've been getting the word out through community events that use storytelling, photography, art, and even puppet shows to connect Tucsonans to their heritage of flowing desert rivers and inspire them to take action. We're also using our website, newsletters, and social media to tell this story and make this exciting vision a reality.
So what do you think? Are you ready to get involved? Awesome, I knew you would be. There are lots of ways you can help.
Start at home by reducing your own water demand. Set a goal to meet all your landscape water needs with water harvesting. Join WMG's River Speaks email group and receive alerts about upcoming river restoration events, trainings, and opportunities to take action. Attend one of WMG's upcoming classes and learn about water harvesting, watershed restoration, composting toilets, and native habitat. And we encourage you to join WMG as a donor and invest your dollars in restoring our rivers.
Together we can revive our creeks and rivers and make southern Arizona a better, wetter place.